3, 2, 1.
Hey! Hey, everyone, and welcome to the JKA Star Wars podcast, sponsored by JKGear.com. Go check it out for all your sweet Star Wars swag. Today on the podcast, we have Matt Gallupo.
Amanda Ulrich.
AJ Helfet.
And Kevin Burke.
Kevin, you've changed.
There's something more masculine about you.
Yeah,
Thanks, guys.
it's the facial hair. I think it's the facial hair.
That's definitely the facial hair.
That's what it is. Yeah, for sure. No, today on the podcast, we have Kelly, who's normally our director, and directing today, we have Trevor, who is normally our goofball.
Who's off camera.
So
right now.
this is all going to be
He is
great.
our in-resident goofball.
So if everything falls apart, it's Kevin's fault for not being here.
Exactly.
I think we can
100%.
all
Thanks,
agree.
Kevin.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin. So I've been thinking a lot about this, and I almost have a theory, but it's not completed yet. So I was hoping you guys can either help me complete it, or it'll just fall apart on the podcast, and we'll just put it up, and that'll be a disaster.
Great. Let's see what happens.
In the trailer, the Force Awakens trailer, we see the girl's name, whom I just
Rey.
had it.
Rey.
Rey, yes. We see Rey, and we know, or we don't know. There's theory that she is the daughter of Han Solo and Princess Leia. So that got me thinking about relationships in the Star Wars universe, more specifically love relationships and how it intertwines. And I was thinking about it for a second, and I don't think I can think of one stable, good relationship that ends happy in Star Wars.
Han and Chewie.
Han and Chewie. So all right. This is how I want to frame the discussion. Are you guys familiar? Because Han and Chewie, I do not think is stable, and I do not think is pure.
They're best friends.
They are. Chewie is in a life debt to Han.
So?
That is not. So that is like bound by Wookiee honor. That is not like a true life debt.
That is the true testament of friendship.
Isn't it Stockholm Syndrome?
Is if you no, Stockholm Syndrome is the true testament of friendship. You heard it here first. So what I would like to look at, do you guys remember in middle school or high school where you go over like the 4 types of Greek love? Do you guys remember going over that?
That's disgusting.
You
Little
know what? No, nobody. Does
No,
nobody
I
remember?
No, not
Nobody
not-
remembers this.
Are you talking about like
already
are you talking
falling
about-
high
apart.
school, it was-
I
I
mean,
mean-
high school. Maybe
Are you
it was high
talking about
school,
like
college.
the people that were joined together, kind of like Plato's letters kind of thing?
No,
Like-
no. Like the actual, it's like the Greeks had 4 different words for love. Can we just look this up real quick? Because this is essential to my theory. The Greeks had 4 different words for love. One was like the brother love of brother to brother. One was romantic love. One was another type of love, and then there was another love. And so let's look
Another
at
love.
those other 2
Well done,
loves.
Matt. Those
Thank
loves.
you.
Okay,
Thank
there-
you.
more.
Do we have it? Do we have it?
There's agape,
Okay. What's
which
agape?
is like a brotherly love.
Also a small fish.
No. Philly's brotherly love.
Uh,
We are so far off Star Wars right now, but this is essential.
Philia is like friendship, usually between
Okay,
equals.
got it.
Thank you, Wikipedia.
Yeah.
And then there's eros, which means love mostly of the sexual passion.
That's
And
tight.
storge,
Either, or sure.
which is especially of parents and children.
Okay.
It's like affection.
So we have agape. Agape is more than that, right? Isn't it like the God love?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unconditional. So we have this agape love. We have Philly, which is the brotherly love. We have
Eros, which is like
Eros,
Cupid.
erotic, and
Yeah,
we have
erotic. There
what
we
was the
go.
last one? Oh, family, familial love.
Is that why Philadelphia
Right.
is a city of
Yeah,
brotherly love?
that's why.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So
Oh man, that's exciting.
So
I don't
with
know why I'm so excited
those
about
4
that.
love categories, they're all in Star Wars. I cannot think of a stable relationship in any of the categories. So we started with Han and Chewie, which
Yeah,
would
'cause
be
they're best
which would
friends.
be the brotherly love, the like love between friendships.
Yeah.
No, that is not stable at all. It is a
What?
life debt
No.
given to it. Like we don't know if Chewie would be there if he didn't have this life debt.
Equally, we don't know that he wouldn't be there.
Well,
Double negative.
So no, you got me.
Okay, do we know that there's a life debt? Is that in the canon?
I guess that might not be canon anymore.
I thought that was canon.
I think that may be canon again. I'm going to say it is canon because it proves my point. So, yes.
But I'm going to say it's not canon, Matt.
Is it?
Shut up.
All right. Well, we'll just agree I'm right and we'll move on.
that's what
Any other
happened.
any other Philly things or like any relationship, right? Any relationship in Star Wars is
the
stable.
relationship with R2D2 and C3PO.
Oh man.
That's
So
so
that's
brotherly.
the other
Even
Philly
get me
relationship,
started.
which I think AJ we know has theories on this. But AJ, why don't you take why that is a horrible relationship?
C3PO is the easily the most emotionally abusive character in the entire Star Wars universe. Whoever programmed him, Anakin, was a dick. He was a big dick who was like, hey, why don't you question everything, especially the person that helps everybody with everything? You can translate. That's cool. You can do, protocol. That's fine. But also, why don't you make all of our lives exponentially harder the more you get in our way?
Yeah, that's true. There's never a moment where you're like, oh, thank God C-3PO's here.
Never.
What would we do without you,
How many times
C-3PO?
with not even a beep, R2D2 just fixes something.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
just like opens a door.
Does not complain at all.
Does not.
Meanwhile,
Well,
when
we
does
can't
C-3PO do
understand what he's
anything?
saying.
What?
We don't know what R2D2 is saying.
C3PO
Yeah,
does.
actions speak louder than words, though,
That's
and
true.
his actions are awesome.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again. If they were humans, that would be an emotionally abusive relationship, and R2D2 needs to find help.
Yeah. If they were humans, it'd be a Lifetime original movie
It
we'd
would
be
be.
watching. Yeah,
Totally.
absolutely.
R2D2, the protocol story.
Yeah.
Like how he got out, how
Yeah.
a simple astromech
That's
learned
true.
to overcome his feelings for another droid
Yeah.
and become one with himself.
So, all right. So, Philly, I think there's not like a stable Philly relationship. Let's go to, you mentioned Anakin. Let's go to probably the worst relationship in Star Wars, which is the Padme-Anakin relationship. Obviously awful, and we know that it's awful. I feel like that doesn't need to be said. But, like, when did it go right? If we could be like, when was Padme like, yeah, this makes sense?
The very first time he met her, and he called her an angel. That was the only time.
That was
So
the
when she
That was the only point.
when she was the queen of a planet and he was an 8-year-old.
an 8-year-old slave.
8-year-old slave.
But, yeah, that's like, oh, this slave's being nice to me. I'll marry him. That's a horrible.
Just goes to show you that
outdated-
people in Naboo probably aren't very nice.
No, yeah. Yeah, this is, and so speaking of slaves marrying their masters, Anakin's mom, another like romantic relationship that's like, oh, this is sweet. She gets a happy ending. No, she marries her master and then gets kidnapped and tortured and dies succumbs to her wounds.
Yes.
As a result of being married and being out in the middle of nowhere. If she was still with Watto,
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why she got kidnapped.
yeah,
That's
for
'cause
sure.
She got
Because
married.
if she was still with Watto in the middle of Mos Eisley, she'd be alive today. Maybe not today, but
This was a little while ago.
alive longer than she was. Also, like I would say, the most idyllic relationship in Star Wars is Uncle Owen. They're like Lars's kids,
Yeah.
Uncle Owen and Aunt
And
Beru.
for sure.
And we all remember that ends.
Too soon.
Deep fried is what
Oh,
I was gonna
God.
say. Yeah, this is deep fried. So yeah, I don't know. I would love for like somebody to like pick out a stable relationship in Star Wars
Well,
of
what
any
about
type of love.
Obi-Wan and Luke. They kind of have there's a father-son thing going on there.
And then he dies at the hand.
immediately.
So yeah, no, wonderful. So it's a wonderful father-son relationship, mentor, this father figure that Luke is clearly hungering for, who is cut down by his real father. It's his real father is giving him daddy issues
Oh my God.
all over again.
The,
Yeah.
The Freudian.
The
Freudian concepts
yeah,
involved
with a
Luke.
lightsaber, which is very phallic.
phallic.
There's what would
Oh,
Freud say?
So I think he would say
The
that,
lightsaber's a cigar,
uh,
and the cigar's a penis.
that's like Magritte Freudian.
All right, what other
so then
what other
that,
loves
that
are
brings
there?
us to Eros, which we kind of went on with Padme and Anakin. It is the sexual passion.
Yeah, I think we covered the sexual
I see-
passion.
that's
in
the I
Eros.
think
What?
people, including myself, like get on their case a lot. They're like the worst relationship ever.
Yeah.
But I think that their relationship is much more lust than it is like it's more passion than it is.
Oh, yeah,
romantic.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure. Yeah, that
I think it's a fixing thing. I think that's why she likes him.
She wants to fix them up.
Yeah, she wants to fix
Make
him.
Oh,
nice.
okay.
Yeah,
I can
she
see
like-
that too. Yeah, sure.
Because there's a lot of people out there that want that. Like they feel like that means that they need that
Yeah.
person needs them. So
Also, she is in politics and has been in politics since she was 14.
Yes.
So like being constantly in the public eye, it would be like she can't.
Are you referring
really
to them like
date.
celebrities?
Yeah, yeah. So like think of it as like this is a girl from 14 who's been in politics that whoever she dates
Why-
will like by default wield some sort of power just by having her ear. So dating a Jedi is actually a very safe like person to date because
Because
like
they can't
you
tell
know it's
anyone.
not going to get out, you can't
Yeah.
tell anyone, and they take all these vows that limit themselves from power in theory.
Oh,
So it was kind of a
Padme's
smart political move on
Yeah.
her part.
a little more cunning.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
like
credit
she
for
was
it.
getting her kicks without getting the
Sure,
punishment.
exactly,
Right,
exactly.
yeah.
Anakin just being an idiot.
Just being a big demon.
yeah, yeah, exactly. So that's Eros. What are the other ones that we're going through?
So then we have Storge, which is
Family.
yeah.
That's the family one.
Mhm.
Okay. So name a stable family relationship in Star Wars. So let's get the obvious out of the way.
Well-
The Skywalker family's fucking messed up.
It is the worst.
It's horrible. All right.
Definitely.
So Vader
Yeah, but
obviously
what fun
awful.
would they be if they were all perfect?
Well, exactly. So yeah, the main family's always going to be messed up. So let's find an idyllic
I feel
family
like
somewhere
at the
in there.
end of the series, Luke and Leia have like a comfortable, good relationship. Although no one has addressed the whole
So
kissing thing.
do they have a good relationship? Would you have a good relationship when this is like Luke's? I would argue probably his first love. It's like, oh my God, she's this is amazing. All these things, and then all of a sudden to just be crushed and find out
Hold
his
on.
sister. I think
But,
no, he
yeah.
goes into hiding
Hold on,
after.
Is he in love with her?
I don't think he's in love with
You
Leia.
don't think so?
That's definitely more of like a she's a pretty girl.
I think
There's
that's what
nothing.
I agree.
Yeah, there's nothing.
I
to give
think
us the
I
sense
think
that they're
like
in love.
he obviously risked his life to save her. He becomes obsessed with just this image of her being like, oh, who's this girl? What like how do you know this girl? And then R2D2 like, oh no, that was a malfunction. He's like, no, bring her back. Maybe that is like
Is
a
that
lustful
love, or
thing,
is he just?
but he
is
just
that an
becomes-
excuse
I
for
would
him to
say
get away from
enamored.
Matt, he
his
lives in a
terrible
desert
life?
slave.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
exactly.
it's like he just wants to get out of Tatooine at that point.
any woman, he
Any,
would
like,
feel that way.
holographic or not.
Holographic or not, I'm sure that he's done it before.
Yeah. All right. I could see that. That maybe there's a chance for redemption at the end of the relationship. All right. Maybe Luke. I can maybe give you Luke and Leia. Although when we come back and we're like judging by context clues from the trailer, he's like old and probably in the middle of a desert. I think that's because he was driven mad with love and
Oh
had to
my
move
gosh.
away.
Oh, God.
From his
He's just
sister?
a
From his
crazy
sister,
old
yeah.
hermit.
Well, I
just
know it's not
wandering
canon
the
anymore, but
deserts.
Luke gets married at some point.
Yeah,
I know
yeah,
it's
yeah.
not canon anymore.
So
but-
yeah, Luke does get married to Mara Jade. I'm not sure on
Jade
that. Can we
something.
look that up? I think it's Mara Jade, but I'm not entirely sure. So yes, you're right. In the extended universe, Luke gets married, but not wanting to have a stable relationship
yeah,
in Star
Mara
Wars,
Jade.
they wash that away. So that doesn't exist anymore.
But what about
Poor
Leia? She seems like she had a really great
She did.
like relationship with her
Parents
parents. Yeah.
So, in theory, well, one, they get blown up around with all her family and the
Sure,
whole
but
planet. So that's
the
not
rest
a
of her
happy ending for their
But
relationship.
like, no shit, she had a great relationship. They made her a
Princess, yeah. And I will also say it's like why doesn't like Bail Organa like takes Leia and is like, oh my wife always wanted a daughter, and that's why they take Leia. It's like, why can't they get a daughter on their home planet? What, no orphanages on Alderaan? Like, why not?
I think it was more like, my wife and I have been talking about it. Like, oh, God, baby. You know, like,
Oh, it just
Coincidental.
I'm not gonna. I don't
So-
need to run this by her.
This might be a little inappropriate, seeing how she's dead right here. But can we like
Have that one? So I think, and this is me stretching it, I think it's like, oh, the mother's dead. The father is presumably dead. Like, there's no one to trace this baby. We can pretend that this baby is our child and is in line for the throne. Like, so I think
Right.
it's like a succession
'Cause if
issue.
you go through an orphanage, there's all
Exactly.
this
Yeah.
It'd be
paperwork
sure,
and
it would
like-
be
And who wants to deal with that?
right, and it would be illegitimate, and that would spark some Game of Thrones shit on Alderaan, which they don't want. So I don't think Leia was necessarily told she was adopted. Obviously, because
No.
no,
Did
not
they
at all.
Fake a pregnancy then?
So yeah, I'm assuming they faked a pregnancy to make her a legitimate princess, and then went through this whole ordeal leading to a horribly
I don't know.
dysfunctional royal
In this
relationship.
universe, I feel like they could have been like, "Where'd you get that baby?" It's like, "Oh, it's this new technology. You just put it together and pop." And they're like, "That's amazing! Congratulations!"
No stretch marks at all.
No stretch marks. Look.
Great. So, what's the last type of love? Because that was 3 of them. 3 of them are awful.
It
right?
was.
Well, I think we touched on all because we did agape, right?
What
And
was
then
agape? No. Do we not do agape?
I don't think we did.
We're
Okay,
getting we
so
didn't
we
do
haven't
agape.
done agape.
What is agape again?
Agape is the love of God for man and of man for God.
Okay. So, what is God in the Star Wars universe?
The Force.
The Force, right?
And its
Well,
subjects.
obviously,
And who loves the Force?
Anakin's
Everybody.
mom.
Yeah. Anakin's mom. Anakin's mom loves the Force. AJ, you're wrong.
That's way better than what I said.
No. How does I mean, do you guys remember or Amanda? Do you want to explain how Anakin's mom loves the Force?
Well, she conceived by she just
By the
she's
Force. It
God
is an
conceived by-
immaculate
which
conception.
is very goes with the Greek
yeah.
because like
absolutely.
Zeus would come down
Come
in a
down.
shower of gold and
Yeah,
bam,
or
baby.
or
comes
the Force,
out.
or
As
the
a cow.
shower of gold.
Shower of gold or a farm animal.
or a swan.
yeah, sure, and just have somebody.
Somebody. Yeah.
Yeah.
Th- Something with a penis. Zeus would. Zeus
I'm
would
just imagining
materialize
this
it.
happening to Anakin's mom.
Yeah,
Or a
yeah. This
cigarette,
is
just-
so yeah. The Force literally loves Bones, Anakin's mom, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Just
Force bones her,
absolutely
for sure.
Yeah. Force Bones, Anakin's mom, and produces Darth Vader, right? So the Force produces Darth Vader. Darth Vader goes on to just slaughter Force-sensitive
Again.
children and destroy the Jedi Order. So again, we are like, oh, this is the Force. This is supposed to love us. Nope, it's gonna kill all of us and our children.
But in a lot of religions, the God comes down when he's angry and punishes people for something.
That's true.
Like
That's
the
true.
Old Testament stuff. I'm
Yeah.
not
So
super-
I guess like the God love is just messed up in a lot of
You
Old
have to
Testament
punish
and everything.
sometimes.
Oh,
So
okay.
like that's what
so,
happens.
so
So-
you're saying this is a normal, healthy God relationship?
So this
Okay.
is
Normal and
old,
healthy.
Old Testament God.
So the Force is Old Testament,
And, like,
Yahweh,
and
the
and
Abrahamic
Anakin
God.
is kind of like his version of a flood. Like it's like a purge. if you
Yeah,
will.
yeah.
The
Right.
purge. It is exactly what it is.
Yeah.
The purge
Okay.
ritual.
Okay. So the only stable relationship in Star Wars is the relationship to the Force and the Jedi, and it's like the Old Testament vengeful,
Vengeful
God.
God.
It was like, you should not have militarized. We're gonna kill all of you now. All right, I can get behind that. We
Yeah.
found one stable relationship in Star Wars, and Amanda found
team.
it. Good job, Amanda.
Good job, Amanda.
Yeah,
I get a
Amanda.
point, right?
Amanda gets a point. I think this is the first time,
Oh.
if we can put a point up for Amanda, this is the first
Positive
time we've
one.
ever had a positive point on this
I-
podcast.
I don't know if I have this power, but Matt, I will give you a point for force boning.
Thank you. I will grant AJ temporary point giving power to
Okay.
give me a point,
All
so
right.
I get a point.
I have
Dang it.
power. I take it away. Ha! It's mine now.
No,
Yes,
my
for
undoing. I
trusting
shouldn't
me.
have
Don't worry,
trusted.
this is a healthy relationship, so it's okay.
Oh man. Okay,
Yeah.
so I feel like we covered like love really well, but we were mentioning Anakin in the Skywalker family in the first. Yes, were you gonna have a point?
I actually wanted to add to that
Oh,
earlier.
so what?
What do you think about the movie coming out? Do you think there'll be any family stable relationships since they're hinting
Oh,
on
sure,
that right
sure.
now? But like, do you think they'll just continue to
So
be
yeah.
unstable?
Before we get to my point, are we gonna see happily ever afters, or when we come back, is like Princess Leia gonna be divorced from Han Solo,
That's what I think.
And the kids,
and we're
just
gonna find him in a
emotionally.
strip club, Twilight strip club somewhere?
I mean, whenever you see one of these movies and it has something that like way down the line, you know, and oftentimes you see like the people that got together in the first movie or the first story are separated now, mostly because they got together because of like this combined story, you know, like
Yeah.
this shared adventure.
Sure.
And especially people like Han and Leia, like, what do they do now that they're not fighting, you know? And I feel like
Yeah,
that
yeah.
would cause a lot of conflict.
For sure. Leia would be
Yeah.
like, Han, you have to stop smuggling. Like, we can afford all this stuff now. I can set you up with, like, legitimate freighters. You do not need to smuggle. He's like,
God, but that
but the
kills
rush, the
fun.
spice.
Spice.
It calls to me. You're right. They would not be together
I don't think so.
anymore.
Yeah.
So no, I guess to answer
No,
that question. I don't think we've seen anybody.
Maybe Luke did find somebody.
So yeah,
We don't know
would
that.
Luke find somebody? So I don't know. What do we think? Do you think Luke would find somebody?
No.
Okay,
Why?
thank you.
I'm just saying that from what I saw in the trailer. That it's,
Sure,
that I
sure.
got the impression that he was living by himself and
Well, do we think in the intervening years he would have found love, etc.?
I mean, it's
So
definitely possible.
maybe a better
yeah.
question: do we think Luke
Well-
can love? Because Jedi, right?
But
But-
it's like a new form
Sure,
of it.
yeah.
So,
Nobody-
I mean, it's kind
absolutely.
of like, again, back to a religion, and
Yeah.
I'm not a master of religion whatsoever. But, like, there was a point where priests never were able to get married, but now a lot of religious sects are allowed to
Yeah,
get married.
For sure.
So,
I mean,
why
there was
not?
a point
Why
when
not
priests
they
could get married and then not get married, and then they can get married again if we're going church history. So why not? Sure. And also, no one told Luke. No one was like, Luke, you can't get married. You can't have love. They were too busy just getting him to do basic Jedi shit.
Right,
like,
exactly.
oh my God, he can't even lift a rock. This guy, how is he supposed to save the order?
Obi-Wan, you didn't teach him all the rules. I just wanted him to lift something.
Yeah.
I barely got that far before Darth Vader sliced me up good.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's like Obi-Wan. Yoda. You didn't do this anything. It's like he was getting shot by the little training droid. The young one's master was like, oh no.
We're so screwed.
He's like, what difficulty level was it set on? The one. It wasn't even
It wasn't even turned on.
Yeah. He could see through the thing. He just kept closing his eyes for no reason.
Are you sure he's the one? Are we sure? Because this is a disaster.
He seems like the only one left. It's not the one. Yeah. So speaking of the Skywalker family, like this is the first family of Star Wars, and you're like, yeah, they are messed up. From the political side of things, so they come from this I guess political dynasty of Padme having Padme, the Amidala's, if you will. However, they also have this Vader side. So it's like after six, everybody's celebrating. In the back of their heads, they're like, and I've mentioned this before, but in the back of their heads, they're like, these are Vader's children. We have just been led to victory by Vader's children. Palpatine did this before and assumed power. Are they just going to take... We have to kill them, right? I feel like nobody's going to trust Princess Leia
You
once
just went
they
from
know.
a 2 to like a 10.
10. Well, yeah.
Like a suspicion.
Suspicion.
Like, they are Vader's children, but we should definitely kill them.
They don't know.
Well, why wouldn't you? Oh, so you're saying oh man. So
Yeah.
they don't know?
That's true.
The kids know
So
at that point.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
like,
for sure. If you are Luke, are you not going to tell people?
I wouldn't.
What a like he's just gone through this whole thing and learned to be a Jedi and to be true with himself and followed the light path, and he's like, I'm just gonna bury that one deep down and let that fester for later. That's a great just step forward on the
Hey,
path
he
to
can
the
talk
dark
about
side.
it with Leia.
Yeah,
he has.
he can work
you
it
bet
out
you
with-
know.
Yeah, because I guess Leia's not going to want it to be known
Is
because
there
she
not
has
psychiatrists?
so much to lose.
Right.
But are they the only two that know? Does nobody
I
else?
thought
does-
Han,
knows.
Didn't he tell Han that Leia's his sister?
Yeah. So
Right.
Han would know.
But would
So
he know
that
that they
therefore
were?
So then
Chewie
Chewie knows.
And
Who's
we all
Chewie
know
gonna tell?
Chewie's a blabbermouth.
Oh,
So
I
then-
mean, gossip queen.
So
What
now,
about-
now all the Ewoks know.
And now Lando knows.
and then
and Lando
now
knows.
C-3PO knows.
And-
C-3PO is going
and
to tell everyone.
This thing has just gotten out of control. So
And
I
then
think we can
C-3PO
assume.
is going to tell R2-D2. He's going to put it on his blog, and then everyone's going to
and then- yeah.
I still think they'd keep it quiet.
Keep it under wraps.
Yeah,
I
or
feel
at
like,
least for like a celebration zone time, and like if.
and they'd be like, oh, "Okay, I'm Darth Vader's children. I'm going to just go into
And
retirement
then maybe
right
after
now.
like
Please
4
don't kill me."
years of like leadership, then it leaks. And there's a big drama
And
about
then she
it.
doesn't get elected anymore.
And,
Yeah,
then,
because
you
she's
have
the-
like a Star Wars House of Cards.
Totally.
Yeah, yeah.
Political intrigue. Keeping stuff under wraps, like
I'd
trying to
watch
hide all
that.
the
Sure.
skeletons.
I actually like this because then it allows for conspiracy theorists in the Star Wars universe. Like the JFK nuts is like, I'm telling you, Princess Leia is Darth Vader's child. And they're like, no, that makes no
Go home, you
sense.
crazy.
How would Darth Vader have children? He's clearly a robot. and very clearly, this is no, this is the truth, I swear. It's Watto. Watto's flying around. He's like, I'm telling you, my slave was Darth Vader.
Darth Vader, I'm telling you. Also, Tatooine has 3 sons. Go home, Watto. You're crazy.
It's just the cantina. God damn it, Watto, you're drunk again. He's flying just into walls.
No, I'm not.
Yeah.
Bah, 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 bah. That's
The best Watto
Thank
impression
you, ladies and
I've
gentlemen.
ever heard. Okay, speaking of offensive impressions and stereotypes, Star Wars has been criticized for being racist. We can say has been right. I know, like we say Jar Jar Binks offensive stereotype, Watto offensive stereotype. Are they called Nubians? What are the Trade Federation aliens?
Gross.
Gross. Yes, they're gross. I think they're. Can we look that up? I think they're Nubians or something. Well, while we look that up, yeah. So we could say that the creator of Star Wars, George Lucas, might have. I won't say he's racist, but definitely some racist stuff got into Star Wars. I think that is fair to say. But is the Star Wars universe itself racist? Like, is Emperor Palpatine racist? We know, I think our director Trevor put it earlier, we know the casting director of Star Wars is racist. Do we know if Emperor Palpatine himself is racist?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Because
why?
to be racist, you have to have certain prejudices against a certain group of people, right?
Yes.
He hates everybody. And if anything, he's the opposite of racist because he just hates everyone
equally. That makes sense to me. Yeah.
Equality.
The Sith, you're right. You're right.
That is hate equality.
The Sith, you have to hate because hate leads to power,
Yeah.
and power that's
Anger.
the essence of the dark side. Yeah. Hate is anger. Anger, yeah.
That's
derives
why
power
he's
from
the
dark
leader
side.
because he found
So,
a way
yeah,
to hate
every single person.
So he is the most
yeah.
powerful.
Where the Jedi, there's a clear hierarchy. There's like, oh, you have to be like us. You have to be in control of yourselves. If you're a race that is not in control,
You're doing
of
your Ringo
yourself-
Starr Jedi.
Well, that's all.
impression.
That's
Yeah.
Ringo Starr is my Jedi.
You have to
You have
learn
to-
our teachings, Anakin.
I have a song about Amon Calamari.
Come here, Admiral Akbar. I want to sing you a song.
So yeah, I could see that. I could see the fact that maybe Emperor Palpatine isn't racist. If he isn't, though, we don't see any aliens in the Empire. Like we see a lot of aliens in the Rebel Alliance. Like there are aliens inside the Rebel Alliance, but we do not see them in the Empire. Like they do not exist. No, do they?
Well,
'Cause
yeah,
I
and, like,
don't know.
in Clone Wars,
What?
in Clone Wars, like
Yeah,
the animated, they have some.
So yes, yeah, in Clone Wars, on both sides, the Separatists have some,
Yeah.
and the Republic, Army of the Republic, has some aliens in command and in command positions. However, when he assumes supreme control, Emperor Palpatine, no more aliens. We don't see any aliens commanding, unless I'm wrong. Any thoughts?
No, I agree with that.
Yeah.
Now, in the extended
yeah.
universe, not to bring up the extended universe, there are. So I'm so sorry to bring that up. I know comments. They'll be like, "What about Admiral General Thrawn person?" I think that's his name. I don't know. And he's
Thrawn person.
Yeah,
Thrawn
yeah,
person.
yeah.
What a
It'll be
dick.
like, we know it's just not canon anymore, so it doesn't count. Is an argument I'm having with myself. I realize.
No,
but
please continue.
yeah, I find it very interesting.
I'm on Matt's side.
So thank you.
I'm on the other side.
Oh no.
Matt?
Now you gotta duke it
Negative
out with
point for
yourself,
Yeah, I
Matt.
know.
Negative point for
No,
Matt for
you
arguing
can't,
with
you can't
himself.
take a point away.
Yep.
Well, I'm at 0.
Yes, I'm winning.
So nobody's still negative. I'm tied with AJ, so that's okay.
No, I took away your point and gave it to me. So
Oh, okay.
I have
Oh,
one
so
point.
Matt's at
I'm
negative
now-
one.
I'm now losing.
AJ's at 0 and Amanda's at
I'm
No,
the
I'm at 1.
Brandon of this episode. This sucks. I'm so upset to be the Brandon of this episode.
You know what? Because you admitted it,
Yeah.
I'll take away another point.
yeah.
Negative
This is
2.
What is
You are
happening?
Such a great Old Testament God.
What is
Thank
happening?
you.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
Just
know.
like the Force.
They need to
You're just like the
learn.
Force.
The only way they'll learn is with pure wrath.
Sure.
Punish, punish, punish.
Punish. Location, location, location.
Star Wars.
Star Wars.
This is what the podcast is supposed to be about.
Right.
Uh,
Sorry.
racism.
Not Star.
That everybody's favorite subject. So we're saying that the Rebel or the Empire may be a little bit racist towards aliens. The Rebel Alliance includes aliens, and I know budget reasons maybe you can't put aliens in everything, but we do see some aliens in command. I guess
Yeah.
the Mon Calamari are the only ones we see though, right?
Yeah.
And I don't know if they're actually in command because they're just on their ship. they happen to just have the biggest ship, and so we go to them a lot. Like that's the Mon Calamari
No,
cruiser.
Admiral Akbar is like relaying messages to everyone
Yeah,
else
I
and
guess
telling
that's
them what
true.
to do.
He is like
Yeah.
the strike leader of
Yeah,
that army.
definitely.
Like he definitely has the human above him, the girl, Mon Mothma.
Oh yeah, I think that's
Mothra.
right.
It's just
Mothra.
It's
yeah.
the giant moth.
Before her accident.
Yeah. Yeah. But Mon Mothma, I guess, is above. But yeah, Admiral Akbar, pretty high. So
Yeah.
I'll give it to the Rebel Alliance. They're all inclusive.
Going back to what you say about
Yeah.
the Empire.
Yeah.
Like I'm just scrolling through my brain, like trying
Yeah,
to
sure,
find like
sure.
one.
Did you get one?
alien.
Did you get
No,
there?
I can't find a single
Okay,
one. And
no.
They're. I mean, I'm pretty sure they're all white as well. I can't think of an African American
Yeah,
or a person
I
of
would
color.
agree with that. Yeah,
So-
they're all
oh,
they're
they
all
even-
English.
Sure, yeah, they're all British.
Not only they're all white, they're all
British, which we know in space means you're evil. Space
Yeah.
British are
Yeah.
the worst. Yeah, you're right. They are all also white. Which I mean, the trailers. Maybe we get a black stormtrooper, which everybody freaked out about. But maybe we get a black stormtrooper. However, I have a feeling he's probably in disguise. Don't
Right.
we think
Yeah.
that
Or
he's-
John
yeah,
Boyega's
yeah,
character.
yeah,
Yeah, fine.
Boyega, yeah. I think Boyega's probably not a professional stormtrooper. He's in disguise infiltrating.
Maybe that's what they want us to think.
Right? And it could be. And we could end up just having our first black
But we also
stormtrooper.
have a new character, Captain Phasma, who's a woman.
Yeah. Also
yeah.
English.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
believe
yeah,
English.
Also, still British.
Still
so
British.
baby steps. The Empire's taking baby steps to opening up his doors. It was like, yeah.
Very
well,
imposing woman.
yeah, right.
So they might be racist, but they're not sexist, is what you're saying.
Well, not anymore.
Yeah, at least they're not sexist anymore.
Yeah. Oh, good job,
Yeah.
Empire.
I will
Good
say
for
though,
you.
Proud of you.
Rebel Alliance is racist against one thing, and that is droids.
Yep.
Droids seem to be the thing that people universally hate.
Roger.
Yeah, exactly. And I was wondering why do they not serve their kind in the cantinas?
Well, hold on, let me think. They did just spend a long time fighting droids, right?
Oh, okay. Yes. So, okay. I get it. So the idea is they have a reason to be racist. They're like the droids threw this whole world, a galaxy, some may call it, into war.
yeah.
So therefore, everybody's like a little hesitant about dealing with droids.
I mean that's just the only.
Yeah,
reason
that makes sense
I
to
can
me.
think of.
I guess that's a
Yeah.
reason to be racist.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's a good reason.
Everyone needs a reason.
Especially 30 years. How many years later is this now?
I think it's 30 years.
It's about
30 something
30 years, and then it's like, and then, so we're almost 45. We're almost like 45 years out, 4 decades out from the war with the droids, and everybody's still holding it against droids.
Tiny bit of a backup, but we're
Yeah.
considering droids a race then.
Racist, right there. This
Yeah.
is what I'm talking about. Why are droids not a race?
Yeah, Amanda.
Well,
I mean they're a sentient.
are you going to put?
I'm sorry,
Are
I'm
you
getting
gonna?
so intense. I'm hitting the right. But they are a sentient, oppressed species that have free
But
will.
are you going to put a droid on council when you can, or like in a?
when you can have an organic? Is that what you're saying?
They
I
are
don't know.
mechanical Americans, and they have rights just like everyone else.
All right.
I don't know.
I'm a droid racist.
I guess yeah. It's a good point. That I guess they are created and they are created by these people to serve these people, but they like very clearly have free will. In the beginning, we see them captured by Jawas and they don't want to be captured, and then we see Luke having to put a restraining bolt, essentially a slave collar, on the droids to keep them in place. Right?
Yeah.
All right.
But those are more advanced droids.
So when you
Yeah.
And
Sure.
even they go into that R2D2 is way more advanced than
Than a
most
standard
astromech.
astromech droid. Yeah, that's
but
true.
I guess C3PO, based on seeing how he has witnessed every major galactic event during his like lifetime.
yeah, sure.
Has all of that knowledge, so he is also superior to most protocol droids.
Well, he does get a memory wipe, I think.
In Clone Wars.
I forget where, but he does get a
think
memory
he
wipe
does.
somewhere
Does in
along
Clone
there.
Wars.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
gets memory wipe.
Sure.
So does R2D2, I
Yep.
guess.
Does R2D2?
no,
R2D2
because
doesn't get a memory
Anakin
wipe.
wouldn't let it happen, and then they got in like there was a big kerbopple, and
Yeah, no,
and
R2D2's memory I don't think ever
he
gets
was-
wiped. So it's like R2D2 like has this sentient knowledge of everything.
Mhm.
All right. I think we are about at time. Any closing remarks?
Droids, droids are people too.
Droids are people too. And
love
droids
C-3PO.
rights,
do-
right? Yeah. I lost neither. All right, and our final points, I think, were you had 1. It was 1 point, 0 points, 5 points, right? 5
Negative?
points.
No.
Negative?
All right, 5.
Yeah, you have -2. Amanda
and-
wins again.
3.
And
I think she's.
I had
in
3
I
points.
just don't know he's gonna win.
Because I said so. And you gave me power. So
I gave you
I thought you-
temporary
yeah, it was
power, and you
temporary
went
power.
you
crazy.
didn't say when it was over.
And today on the podcast, we had Macalupo. You can follow me on @Macalupo on Twitter.
Amanda Ulrich, you can follow me at SoAmped33.
AJ Helfet, you can follow me at AJ Helfet.
And Kevin Burke, you can follow me at Kevin with the Kevin.
That's Kelly Nygaard. We'll put up her real stuff. And that's all the time we have for today. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
3, 2, 1.
Hey, thanks for watching that episode of the JKA Star Wars podcast brought to you by jkagear.com. Go check it out for all your sweet Star Wars swag. It's pretty cool. And Star Wars news and Star Wars everything is on JK Gear. So, check it out. It's pretty awesome. Today on the podcast, we had Macalupo. You can follow me on Twitter on @Macalupo.
Amanda Ulrich, you can follow me at SoAmp33.
AJ Helfet, you can follow me at AJ Helfet. This is our Wampa Kodak.
Wampa.
And Kevin Burke, you can follow me at Kevin with the
You're
Kevin.
sticking with that
Hi,
joke.
Mom.
Sticking with it. Oh, God.
No.
Dog.
All right. That's all the time we have for today. We're out.